So now I have my set of fairy lights. I think this set is the 20 lights, maybe. And I'm just going to feed it through the back. And you can kind of turn your wire a little bit, make it a little bit of a hook shape so that it goes in and up toward the open areas. And I have started making the hole that I'm drilling in the back a little bit bigger, which again helps. Don't try to do a teeny tiny little hole that you're just going to fight with. So there you can see it begin to come to the front. And all I'm going to do is pull the entire length of that wire through, leaving it just, the battery pack has a little bit of a thicker plastic area on the, where it attaches to the battery pack. So I just leave that, trying to see what you can see here. I just leave that thicker plastic on the back. So this is a little bit hard because I'm trying to show you and trying not to set it on the front. So I did go ahead and pause the video just to finish getting it all the way to the front. So now that I have all of the wire to the front, I'm going to make myself a little, I call it a needle. So I've cut a length of this very bendable, easy to bend wire, and I've just made a little circle at the end. So that circle is small enough that when I slide the end of the lights into it, the very end bulb will catch and hold it. So what this does is it gives me the wire for the fairy lights. It's just too bendable, and you really can't get it from one side of the pumpkin to the other. So this little homemade needle is everything, and don't skip that step. If you're going to put lights behind your piece, get some of this wire. I'm going to hold it up here in a minute so you can see. It's just, I think that it's in the jewelry section. So now as I start to thread the lights through, I'm just looking underneath of this piece where the spacers are. And you can see how easily that goes behind the pumpkin with that needle. I am being careful with the needle not to let it scratch my resin. Again, if you're doing this, I would let the resin cure for the full 72 hours. I wanted to film it so I could show you guys, so I didn't wait. But once you get it from one side to the other, pull it as tight as you can without breaking the lights. You just want to pull it snug. The reason for that is as we continue to go back and forth underneath of here, the more passes that we do, the more chances of trying to fit the next bit through. It becomes a traffic jam underneath it there. So I could see where my lights came out on this right side, and if I look underneath, I could see where the spacer is and make sure that I go around that spacer so that the lights have something to travel around, so it holds them on that side. And as you can see, I did go ahead and turn them on. That just helps me to be able to see that all of the windows have some lights behind them. And it helped doing that, holding the lights on both sides. You can, push a little bit with one side, pull a little bit with the other side. So again, the very same thing. I'm just going to look underneath of it for where the spacers are. I just want to make sure that the light strand goes around one of those spacers. If I put it back in on the same side as the spacer as it came out, of course, it's just going to undo everything that I did. So it's a good idea to take a quick look underneath and just make sure that you're going around a spacer. Looking under again for the spacers. This one is kind of nice because all of the windows that we want the lights to go through are all at the top, so we don't really have to worry about going down where some of our embellishments are. It's not impossible to pull the lights through some of those more open areas, but it is a little bit more difficult. The other thing that can happen pulling the lights through is sometimes the spacers will have a little edge of the wood that didn't make full contact, and so the lights of the wire of the lights can kind of get underneath of that, and then of course when it comes to a bulb, then it's stuck. So it just takes a little bit of patience and a little bit of working around, but this is so much faster and so much easier. If you haven't watched the part of gluing the spacers, please do that, because the way that these spacers are glued for this piece is so much easier. Just making sure that I had a pass through for the lights to go in and out both sides to be able to pull these in. So I'm going to go ahead and go forward slowly. Just so you can kind of see how it builds. I was going to show you at the very end. So now that I have this very end piece that you can see here, I think, let me see what, oh, no, not yet. Now I'm taking off the needle. You can see I have just a couple of lights left. So I just tuck those in and then use the edge of the wood skewer to carefully push them in. And at this point, you can kind of see how pushing them is affecting where the lights are underneath. But it was fast, and it was so much easier to do that. So I think what I do here is I go turn the lights off so that you can see it in all of its glory, really pretty.